Hello there, it's Zoe from Imaginary Pig Creations. Welcome back to another plan with me. So this week I decided to use no stickers and no kits and just use my own markers, pens, pencils, things like that. I actually ended up doing a black and white spread just because I thought that would look cool. And it took a lot longer actually to do it to myself than to do the kits, and it gave me a real appreciation for how long people who design these kits spend designing them, because it does take a little while to figure out what you're going to do. So here I am doing this voiceover late at night on a Friday just before I'm going to post it. I actually filmed it some time ago, but I've only just got around to doing the voiceover because I've had a really bad couple of weeks. So I'm sitting here with, it was a cup of nice coffee and I've swapped it for a glass of nice wine. And I've got my scented candle going, which is, you can't smell it, but it's gorgeous, so I'm going to read you. It's a Shearer candle, and it is the scent Amber Noir, a rare dark essence of tuberose, violets and amber. Sensual and mysterious, it will stimulate the senses. And it's like a deep, dark, sexy nighttime perfume. It's really nice, it's really soothing. So I'm sitting here watching this with my glass of wine and my scented candle, and for the moment at least, for the time being at least, all is right with the world. So what I had done here was just get my black pigment pens, my artist pens, and I drew in where I wanted my full boxes to go. So I wanted some decoration on each day, and I said I didn't use anything, but I lied slightly because I did use some of my washi. These black and white washi tapes, I think I got them from either Paper Chase or Hobbycraft. I can't actually remember which, but one of those. So I'm just sticking with the black and white theme and putting some of those down at the bottom instead of a kit. Obviously I love that flower one, and the flower one ended up informing my scheme, because I decided I'd do white flowers on a black background as sort of the main scheme, and it being Valentine's week, I'm doing hearts and flowers. I was going to use my Posca paint pen and do some pink and some colours, and I actually ended up not doing that because I decided it looked better just black really. So I'm just filling in the boxes where I wanted white on black in with my black marker. Just a black permanent, I think that's my black Posca paint pen actually. And I will say this for the Erin Condren planner pages, they are actually really good paper. So that's the first time I'd used things that weren't stickers, and it wrinkled a bit whilst I was putting everything on, but afterwards there was no bleed through, there was no show through. It just looked really cool. So there on the left I'm putting in, that's going to be my tracker boxes, and as you can see I blacked out the days at the top, days of the week at the top, and wrote them in with my white Unoball Signo pen, I think it's called, white gel pen. So here I'm just drawing in some flowers in the top box to match the flowers in the washi tape, so I used them as my inspiration, drew sort of similar shapes, and I'm using a much finer lined pen there just to put in the details inside the flowers. So I was happy with that. Then I wrote in my trackers, as you can see there. So I'm going to have fun filling those in with white pen this week, or this coming week. And then I just decided to do the white flowers on the background there, so I'm just doodling those in. And it was really fun to do, although it did take, as I say, a lot longer than setting up a week with stickers, and I haven't given up my love for stickers, but I just wanted to see if I could do a pretty spread without using anything. And I'm definitely going to try that again, because I'd like to try one with watercolour and try one that's a bit more artistic. So here I was trying to draw a girl reading, but what I was trying to do was just draw the highlights, so it was just the light shining on her, but I didn't quite manage it as well as I wanted to. I did actually go in the next day with a black pen and sort of correct certain bits of it, and then I just put "there's always time to read," just to remind myself that it is fun to do and I don't need to spend my entire time on YouTube, which I do tend to be doing at the moment. So how's everybody's week going? Mine hasn't been so good because I'm currently renting a house, and I decided idiotically to try and get a mortgage so that I could buy a place. And I got my agreement in principle and it was fine. So I looked at a place that's just down the road from the house that I'm renting, and it was a beautiful apartment. And I put an offer on it and had the offer accepted, and then found out that because I'm self-employed and I'm not earning enough to have a serious proof of income, I'm not eligible for a mortgage. So I couldn't buy the lovely flat that I wanted to buy. So that's that. I'm stuck with renting for a little while longer. The only trouble is it's depleting my savings because I'm not really earning anything. But you know, that's creative life, I guess. So hopefully things will pick up this year. So there I'm just writing in Happy Valentine's Day because I thought I ought to, you know, make some nod to the fact that it is actually Valentine's Day. Not that it bothers me at all. I'm just one of those single people that stays in and drinks wine with their cat. Not sure what I was looking ahead for there, but there you are. So now I'm just drawing in some more flowers. It's mostly flowers, I mean, you know, spoiler alert. It's mostly just flower doodles, but I was pleased with them. So again, just sort of pansies there, and I like the little roses that I drew with the on the black background. It's a common doodle that I do quite a lot actually, just because it's easy and it looks pretty. So I'm just adding the details in there with my I think it's 0.02 that I'm adding the details in with. I'm not entirely sure, but something like that. And then obviously I had to thicken the border because it looked a little bit it lost sort of some of its depth on the page. Essentially what I'm doing is trying to draw in bits that look like stickers but aren't stickers, so I'm making my own. So again, just thickening those up, and then I wasn't sure what to do for a little bit, so I just tried to decide what to doodle, and then I ended up doing a little winter scene here because it's still really cold here at the moment. It hasn't been snowing this week, but as I do my voiceover right now, it is incredibly windy, and there's a huge tree in our garden that keeps threatening to come down. It's making ominous creaking noises right above the shed, and it's just, I'm scared to see what I'm going to see in the morning, and I'm scared to go and look. So I'm just hoping it's going to last through the night because the wind is so strong today. Anyway, so I drew a little snowman, little happy snowman, because I love winter scenes and we'll be getting into spring soon, so I won't be able to draw them anymore. So I thought I'd stick a winter scene in while I still could in February. This one, again, I was just sort of like, what's a planner doodle? I couldn't really work out what to do, so I was like, oh, a cute cup of coffee, a happy cup of coffee, a Monday cup of coffee. So there it is, my cute little cup of coffee. He looks happy. Coffee's always happy on a Monday, and it does help you cope with Mondays as well. It's like my one treat in the weeks, like even if I'm stuck in all week doing various work, I'll still go out on a Monday and go into town and go to Starbucks and get myself a nice coffee and sit there, usually with a sketchbook or something, if I'm not feeling too self-conscious, and then I'll have my coffee and I'll doodle and I'll sketch. But I can't do that very often. Lots of artists seem to do this. They go and sit in coffee shops and they sketch, and I find myself incredibly self-conscious when I do that. I'm sort of aware that I'm sketching, and I feel like I look stupid or like I'm full of myself or something, so I get all kind of like nervous about doing it, and then that sort of stops me. So I have to be in a really good mood to actually get my sketchbook out, or in a practically empty coffee shop. That always helps. If I'm in a practically empty coffee shop and no one can see me, then sketchbook will come out. But I'd love to be the sort of person that could take my sketchbook out anywhere and then just sketch anything. So here I'm writing my to-do lists for the days of the week, and cliche of cliches, they are hearts, but that works quite well. And then I decided on some of the alternate days I would do white on black, just because it gives it some interest and I like the way it looks. Yeah, and then I remembered I had to do my hydrate stickers, because that is one tracking thing that has been working really well for me, is tracking how much water I drink. So that's back in again with the Posca black paint pen. I'm going to have to get a new black one because I use black so much that I'm sort of running out. I really like the strong contrast looks of blacks and whites when I'm drawing and making illustrations, so I use it a lot. So there I'm just writing in my hydrate stickers for the week. I never make it to 8 glasses. I usually stick at about 5 or 6, which I guess is better than not at all. And it's still better than it was before I started tracking, because when I started tracking it was like maybe 3 glasses of water because I didn't really pay attention. So then I am writing in all my weekly things like filming my plan with me's, editing them, cleaning up on a Saturday. I have my little housework power hour, so I'm just doodling in a dustpan and brush because I am terrible with housework. I don't do it for the rest of the week, so I do try and catch up on a Saturday. If I'm in a bad mood, I barely make it out of bed, so housework just gets completely neglected. So I'm just putting in birthdays and anything I need to remember. And that was a cupcake because it was a birthday and another birthday, so yep, cupcakes make sense. And I always call my mum on a Monday, so instead of using the stickers that I would normally use, I just drew a really old-fashioned telephone. I still vaguely remember those telephones. We had one when I was really little, and I remember that tactile feeling of putting your finger in the round dial bit and it dialing all the way back round. It was really pleasurable to do, and I used to play with it sometimes when we weren't calling anybody, and I used to get told off, but never mind. So then I'm drawing in my Starbucks coffee, although I do it on a Wednesday, but I usually do it on a Monday, so I don't know. What do I do it on a Wednesday? I'm actually really confused as to which day I get my coffee. I do it one day a week, but I can't remember. So there's just my to-do lists on the left there, and I think that's me finished. So thank you very much for joining me again with this plan with me, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye.